I thought I'd come back with a different type of review today. I was actually watching BBC on Sunday and Monday, a new drama that's come on, a 4-parter with Sean Bean and Nicola Walker. Very good actors, very good. The name of the programme is called Marriage. And the depiction of this drama, it was very slow. Also, the sound quality, I don't know what was going on there. There was about 3 or 4 different parts of the episodes that were very low. You couldn't hear what they were saying. And then on top of that, the title music. What was going on there? What was that? To the side, to the middle, round and round, round and round and round and round. What the hell was that? That was awful. And that music would come sort of 5 minutes into the start of the programme. I just didn't get it. But at the same time, I actually liked it. The programme, that is. Not so much the music, the programme. Normally what you see on TV, everything's glamorised. But this was so real. It was very amateurish in the way it was filmed. And then we got the deathly awkward silences. Ugh. They were quite tense and awkward to watch. But at the same time, so real. We're so used to the fast pace of dramas, but this one gave you time to really look into the intricacies of this relationship. I actually loved it. I know there's a lot of people out there from the reviews I've seen have been very negative about it. I can sort of understand that. But realistically, this is the majority of marriages after 27 years. Even though this drama was very slow, it held everything in here. You had jealousy, the awkward silences, the tension, coercive behaviour, boredom, routine, monotony. The list goes on. That's the real reason why I liked it, because it had everything in it. And the majority of us could relate. Fast forward. The scene at the airport. That's the way the actual drama started, at the airport. It was Sean Bean plays Ian and Nicola Walker plays Emma. So Ian and Emma. They're sitting there arguing over a jacket potato. She had gone to the counter to order a jacket potato. Unfortunately, the guy behind the counter was a young foreign guy, I believe, didn't understand English and gave her chips. She wasn't going to argue with him. She came to sit back down and told her husband they didn't have jacket potato. And the argument started from there. That same argument carried on onto the plane about jacket potato. Now we do know 1 or 2 family members exactly like him. I couldn't believe it. I just found it so funny. I was in stitches watching that scene because we know people like him. Argue over the silliest things. But deep down, we know it's not about the jacket potato. There's more going on. And then on another note, you saw her holding his hand as they took off. From that scene, I gathered that he had anxiety with flying. But that was a nice tender moment with her holding his hand across the aisle. Yeah, across the aisle. I don't know. But anyway, another scene I remember was when Emma went to visit her dad. Yeah. And she bought some duty-free cigarettes for him. And also the brother, I believe, lives with the dad. And the brother's name was Paul. The minute he knew she was pulling up in the driveway, he disappeared upstairs. I'm not too sure what the tension is between him and his sister. Haven't got a clue yet, but I'm sure we're going to find out in episode 3 and 4. But anyway, with Emma and her dad, that was quite an awkward one. Quite a strange relationship. He was giving like one-line answers. She's trying to have a conversation with him, and he's giving one-liners. And I'm thinking, what type of relationship is this? But I'm sure we all know somebody like him. I do actually remember his face, actually. And I thought, oh, hang on, that's James, what's his name again? Bolam. James Bolam. And growing up in my childhood, we're going back to the 70s or 80s. I remember a programme he was in, I think it was Likely Lads. And Only When I Laugh. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Happy. Happy. I know I am. I'm sure I am. Happy. Yeah, that brings back memories. He was a miserable git then, and he's still a miserable git now. We also see the manipulation he has on his daughter further down in episode 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm thinking, I see what you're playing. He plays like he's incapable of doing anything. So he calls his daughter for every little thing. Yeah, manipulative. And I'm sure we all know somebody like him too. He's also very two-faced as well, because he smiles with her husband, but at the same time, behind his back, he's digging, poking, saying how he didn't expect her relationship to last 27 years. He thought she'd come running back home after 1 week of marriage. Yep, he's that guy. Another scene I remember was when they went to the graveside of, I believe they lost a child, maybe a baby. Don't know the details yet because that's still brewing. So don't know the storyline of that just yet. But after seeing the graveside, they sat on a bench as a couple, but very separate. She started crying, but he didn't actually console her, which I found very weird. Then after she finished crying, he started crying, and he didn't console her. She didn't console him. I just found that very awkward. I thought, ooh, wow, that's different. Is that normally how you behave? But you have to see it to understand it. Moving on. Another scene that comes to mind was her first day back at work after the holidays. And she walked into the office in her new red jacket. Now everybody's talking about this red jacket. And we know office environments can be like that. Didn't like that office, by the way. I just found it eerily awkward. Oh, dear. And quite boring at the same time. Yeah, there was no atmosphere, no real atmosphere in there. Yeah. But anyway, the red jacket. Everybody's talking about this red jacket. Like they couldn't find anything else to talk about. It's like you meeting somebody and you talk about the bloody weather. That's how it felt with this. They were pulling teeth. The same thing happened with the manager when he called her into the office. He started talking about the red jacket. Oh, give me strength. What does she look like normally? Quite dull and boring? This red jacket must have spruced her up a bit, that everybody noticed it. Wow. It makes you wonder, what type of life does she lead? Because of this red jacket, how people see her. Again, with the boss, what was his name again? Jamie. He looked arrogant for my liking. Me and him wouldn't cross paths. We wouldn't get on. I'll tell you that now. A Jamie? Nah, forget it. But anyway, I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, do you fancy your boss? Because she was constantly blushing. And the way her eyes glazed over, I'm thinking, do you fancy your boss? Has something gone on in the past? But later on, you do hear him say to one of the, I think it's the apprentice, that's what it was, the apprentice of the office. He said to her, he found Emma very boring and her husband very creepy. Now I'm trying to think, oh, okay, so what's this all about then? Oh, so this is not where I thought it was going to go. But when it comes to the husband, her husband, Ian, talking about Jamie all the time, he keeps bringing his name up. Jamie. How is Jamie today? Jamie this, Jamie that. And I'm thinking, what's this all about? Has something gone on in the past with the two of them? Or is it just you imagining things in your head that something has gone on or something will go on or Jamie fancied your wife? Yeah. Again, we're going to have to wait and see where this goes. Now, as I just mentioned about the husband, Ian, being made redundant, he's busy twiddling his thumbs. He can't find anything to do. You'll find him in the garden doing a little sprucing. And then we saw a clip of him down the gym. Now, that was a bloody awkward situation. He's gone down the gym, checked in with the receptionist, gone about his business, working on the machines in the gym, and he's sort of standing there very awkwardly, like he's waiting for something. Then you see 3 or 4 guys around one machine, and he's just standing there. I don't know whether he's standing there to use the machine. Is he standing there not knowing what to do next? It was just awkward. Was he afraid to ask them to move? Is he afraid of confrontation? He come across very sort of timid in a way. And then these guys, one of the guys turned around to him to say, oh, did you want the machine, mate? And he said, no, you're okay. But they moved anyway. Anyway, after finishing with the gym, you saw him come back to the reception and he came back to the same lady that served him at the beginning. Her name was Maxine. She must be about 18 or 19. And the conversation he was trying to have with her, it came across creepy. I'm thinking, what's this guy doing? It came across very creepy. The poor girl had to excuse herself from the reception area and she went to the back and she waited. And by the time she came back out, he was gone. And then the weirdest thing happened. He came back probably a few hours later, back to the gym and asked for Maxine. Is she about? I think I might have creeped her out a bit. That's what he said. You think? But why would somebody come back? Like he needed to apologise for his behaviour. That's just creepy. The whole thing was creepy. Like I said, you need to watch it. Another scene we saw was with the daughter and her boyfriend. Now, I was quite surprised to see that she was black. She must have been adopted. Don't know how old she must have been at the time. But I'm sure we're going to get to know a bit more about how that became a thing. Yeah. Because there's so many different pieces missing out of this storyline so far. So we're just getting into it. But that's the adoptive daughter. And her name is Jessica. And then the boyfriend's name is, oh God, what's his name again? Adam. Adam's a prick. I'm just going to say it. A prick. What you saw was them two coming to dinner at the family home. And there was awkward silences as usual. The dad's trying to get to know Jamie. Sorry, I meant Adam. As I mentioned, the dad was trying to get to know him. He put the bowl of peanuts on the table to say, oh, there's some peanuts for you. By the time that conversation had finished, the dad was ready to walk out the room, and he repeated himself again to say, oh, don't forget there's a bowl of peanuts on the table for you. The guy had the audacity to turn around and say, I heard you the first time. Who does he think he's talking to? Who does he think he's talking to? Oh, hell no. He wouldn't have lasted 2 minutes under my roof. Over my dead body. And then we saw another scene where they're all sitting down to eat. And the daughter turns around and said, yeah, I'll have some more salad, please. The dad passes the salad bowl to her. And then Jamie, that's sitting next to the daughter, turns around and said, oh, I want some of that. And she automatically turned around and said, oh, yeah, you go first. And I thought, what the hell was that? She virtually dropped everything to give him the salad first. And I'm thinking, it's the way he said it. I'm thinking, oh, little minute little things that he does. Oh, there's that sort of passive aggressiveness. It's coercive. Oh, not liking him one bit. And we later get to learn that he actually didn't touch his salad, from what the mum was saying after they left. Bloody cheek. And then lastly, before they left, you saw them all saying bye on the doorstep. And the mum saying bye, the dad saying bye, they're all saying bye. And then this guy, again, Mr. Prick, turns around and says, how many times are you going to keep saying bye? I thought, did I just hear what I heard? Did he just try to... What was that? What was that? I thought, how dare you? Who do you think you're talking to? It's like a flippant comment that he made in the way he said it. Oh, I was looking at all these little digs that he was doing. Not liking him. I don't like him. The parents didn't say a word, by the way. After they closed the door, they carried on tidying up the house, the kitchen, putting the dishwasher on and everything else. Then finally the dad turns around and says, what did you think of Adam? And the mum didn't have any kind words to say. And of course the dad thought, what the hell is she doing with him? He's not even attractive. That's the words he used. And I thought, oh, wow. So you do have something to say. But we as parents, we wouldn't automatically say that in front of our children about their partners. And they looked like they were afraid to even talk to their daughter about him. They turned around and said, oh, she don't half pick him. Something along those lines. It's like she hasn't got great taste in men. It seems like there's a pattern going on here. But I noticed with the dad and the daughter, there's an awkwardness. There's not much conversation that happens between the two of them. The mum seems to be able to get through to the daughter, but the dad and the daughter have an awkward relationship. So, again, we're going to have to see where this is going. We also see the coercive behaviour that Adam has with the girlfriend, Jessica. She can't seem to see it, but we can see it. On a more positive note, I love the way Ian and Emma, even after 27 years, they still know how to be playful with each other. You see them cuddling. You see them in this scene. I think they're at the train station, if I remember rightly, with this scene. And they're kissing on the stairway. And people are having to walk past them. So they're behaving like teenagers. But it's so nice. Doesn't mean because you're getting older that you still don't have that playfulness. I love this. I could talk all day about this programme, but I don't want to spoil everything for you. There's just so many moving parts to this drama that I know it's going to be an uncomfortable watch for some. But for those of you that are brave enough, switch it on to BBC iPlayer and watch episodes 1 and 2. And tell me what you think. So this is where I'm going to leave it. If you like what you heard, please like, comment and subscribe. Till next time.